Disclaimer. This is a work of satirical fiction. Any resemblance to real places or situations is purely coincidental and exaggerated for comedic effect. The story intentionally contains factual inaccuracies and absurdities as part of its artistic expression.
Well, another day. Took the boat again down the Nile. I got up at 5 this morning again. And now we're at the Temple of Karnak, which is pretty impressive. It's apparently 170 acres of this, like nonstop. It's one of the biggest sort of what you could call temples. It's actually like a city. It's almost like Vatican City, but like not as evil at all. Just a massive, incredible place. I've kind of noticed, like, we're going down the Nile, and you just look on the right, you look on the left, there's all these old, ancient structures. The whole country is basically like a museum. It's pretty incredible. I had no idea about a lot of this stuff, actually. Never really even looked into a lot of this stuff. So it's been pretty amazing. I've been pretty incredible to take my family on this trip as well. My son isn't here because, one of my sons isn't here, my older son. He's been working in Europe, but I actually sent him, while we're here in Egypt, I sent him to go with our family hypnotherapist who lives in Madrid for a week of hardcore hypnotherapy stuff, which I've done in the past as well. So he's healing there, and then we've been here. Of course, got the little guy. Oh, sure. There you go. My daughter had an incredible experience, really healing a lot of ancestral trauma, and really feeling a lot more connected with the family now, which was incredible. So it's been an incredible, oh, there's Christoph. It's been an incredible experience. So amazing. I'm so glad I did this. And I should mention again, we actually had the dollarvigilante.com/flamekeepers in a few videos, but it was linking to the wrong page, just so you know. So now it's linking to the right page. So if you want to, we're actually doing a lot of things here which are actually very healing for yourself. And you can actually follow along and do a lot of the same stuff we're doing, because to actually come here and do this costs a lot. A lot, trust me. But I kind of consider it an investment in everything, really. These are the kind of investments I like to make, but it's definitely not cheap to be going to all these places. So if you can't do that, you actually get the opportunity to, I think Christoph's trying to avoid me. Let's see if we can find it, because I don't know how to explain this place, and he does. Yeah, if you don't mind.
Sure. Okay, so I'll be quick because we're going to get this tour going, but
yeah.
Check out these pillars. See how big they are? These pillars are enormous, and the original function of these pillars before the fall was to anchor the plasma frequency and consciousness to allow oversoul descent. So there was, this whole place was a temple. It's actually about 170 hectares, but this whole place, especially these pillars here, were all around holding the flame plasma intelligence, and they would anchor it so that anyone who walked into these halls, their oversoul would just naturally drop into their body. So it was just like a harmonic resonance chamber for oversoul descent. You would just come in and the oversoul would just naturally start dropping in. So before the fall, these types of civilizations had structures like this that would allow the oversoul to drop in. So this is all extraordinary, and what we did today was just revive that back to the original function. And so now, as people today don't realize how good they got it coming into this temple, they're all just like the oversoul is going to be able to start dropping in so much more easily because they're in the structural template to allow that to happen.
Yeah, so it wasn't doing that for a long time, right?
It was, closed and shut. Yeah, the mimic frequencies and the mirror fields had kind of closed all that off. Of course, that mirror consciousness doesn't want flame here, doesn't want oversoul descent, because then it's like a firewall for it. So all these got shut and closed in terms of the energetic resonance of it, and these are opening up now, and what's open now. And so over time, I believe there's, in the peak season, 10 to 12,000 people a day come. As you can see, it's only 7:30 in the morning, it's packed. More and more people will start to, have their experience of their oversoul dropping in a little bit more, and wake up a little bit more.
So, we're doing a lot on this trip, right?
It's a busy trip, as you know.
And according to you, opening up all these things and uninverting them, realigning them, making them work again how they were supposed to work. Is the world in general going to be feeling these things quite quickly?
Yes. So think of it like the morphogenetic signature changing to a cleaner, purer signal, and think of humans maybe a little bit like a beehive where the bees and the queen has a signal. When this queen's signal changes, the bees change. And so what will happen is that our energy field is going to start coming into contact with these new energies, and will start to automatically realign and adjust. So when someone comes, they pick up this frequency here at this temple, and they go back home. And when they go back home, they act like a little bee who is kind of taking that energy and distributing it where they are. So it kind of happens a little bit like that as humans become these node carriers. Of course, there's a lot more work to be done around the planet, but Egypt is really one of the central keys, and we're opening Vault 001, which is a massive flame pillar, and then as other vaults open, more and more flame will be here and present, and people will remember. And so it's taken a long time for humanity to get to this point, thousands of years of having to deal with all these mimic frequencies, but this is the window between 2025 and 2032 where we have maximum opportunity to feel the shifts, make the changes, and get off the synthetic streams into the organic streams.
And if people go to the virtual tour, they'll be getting a bunch of invocations and tones and stuff, right? So they'll actually be able to get these frequencies sooner?
That's exactly it. So basically, think of it like a holographic tourism. It's your oversoul will be receiving these frequencies and codes. You'll be giving some specific commands to run, including some tones, and that will attune your oversoul to these energies coming through. And then later in January, we'll release all the video footage, and Alea and I will be running a, let's call it virtual tour, where there'll be 4 live calls, and we'll be answering questions and having conversations.
Oh, wow.
And having all of those pieces behind the scenes. So you'll be able to get the real history of what's really going on in Egypt, what really these places were, because a lot of the explanations don't explain it adequately for many people, and explain it as to what's really happening.
I know you got to run, but one last question. I'm sure a bunch of people are kind of trapped in sort of the mimic organized religion structures. They're kind of looking at this and are you guys worshiping these gods in Egypt and stuff, right? So how would you respond to that?
Yeah, that's a great question. And no, we're not worshipping any gods except one. And also, to recognize that God is not external to us; it is inside of us. And that was always one of the great inversions, that we're always connected to Source. Yeah. So this isn't a religious tour or a pagan tour. It's more just a tour of remembrance. Remembering our own consciousness is eternally connected to Source. And many of these things, for example, see all these hieroglyphs here, these are overlays of the Egyptian culture onto structures that already existed before the fall. And then when the Egypt culture happened,
these were here before even the Egyptian culture
yes,
did.
Yes.
So they painted over it, or sort of a thing?
Yes.
Oh, wow.
So it's kind of like, what happened is that these structures...
It's funny because now they're doing that with all the other stuff, right?
Yeah.
So
these structures existed
incredible.
Before the Egypt culture was here.
Oh, wow.
These structures were formed 30 to 50,000 years ago. And then when the Egypt dynasty came, they started to grow, and they find all these incredible structures and temples. And of course, what does any civilization do? They go over the top of what was.
Right.
It happened to the Incans in Peru, right? They the Spanish came and desecrated their temples and placed their stuff over the top. I mean, it's just what happens. But,
it's just the way it goes.
But because no pre-fall memory exists, really, it was just starting to come through now. And so this is what I'm tapping into, is that codex, that information, that consciousness of pre-fall is starting to open. And we're able to tap into that and start to get the real story behind what all these things were before, the fall. And of course, at the fall, civilization got wiped out and humanity had to reseed. And the reseeding then came with these fragments of pre-fall culture, but not the whole picture. And the Egypt civilization took itself here. And then as certain pharaohs came into finding certain places, they placed all the hieroglyphs through there.
Very interesting. I'll let you go. I know you got to go on the tour. Well, we'll see you in Luxor tonight, right? Luxor tonight? Yep. Yeah. So we're going to another place tonight, so we'll probably finish off the video there. But yeah, very interesting talking to Christoph. He's basically downloading a lot of this information. He's done, I don't know how many times he's done the route Aboga, but that actually can get you. First of all, it's like a deep shadow work. You have to look at every single thing. It's kind of like what I did with the meditation for years. I actually found when I did Aboga this time, I was like, this is almost like meditation, really. But it's like 10 hours of meditation that you can't stop. And it goes way deeper. You go really deep into the meditation, like deeper than I normally would. But then once you get through all that, you start to connect, and it's like Christoph said, it's like the pill in the movie Limitless. You get all this information, and so that's what he's getting. And I know a lot of people say, "Oh, he's crazy," or "He's making it up," or whatever. But there's some people you can just tell. They know, and you can just tell with him. I'm not saying like you need to believe in Christoph or follow or worship Christoph or anything like that. I'm just giving you this information, really. Allowing you to follow along with me as I learn about this information. Do with it whatever you want. Give it a thumbs down on BitChute. Say you don't like me. I don't care. I'll never see it. And even though I see it, I don't care. But just walk over here a little bit. So yeah. So if you've been waiting for me to talk about what's going on in the world, you're going to be waiting a little bit while longer, because I have no idea. We're basically going from morning to night, doing this stuff. I've glanced at the internet. I actually haven't really seen much going on. It's kind of been weird that way. It's like, as I'm doing all this stuff, it seems like the world's been put on pause. And I don't even know. Maybe that's just weird, or maybe that's just my perception, or maybe there is some crazy stuff going on. There is crazy stuff, like, oh man, like I could talk a little bit about it, right? Like, for example, I was scrolling through X like for 10 seconds, and I saw a video of the Palantir CEO, Alex Karp, who's a Jew, and a bunch of people looking at me. I don't care. And I was just looking at him, because, what I've noticed is the whole group we're with, we're all very centered, very grounded, very... I felt like I was coming out of, back into the Matrix, seeing Alex Karp, who can't even sit still in his chair for 1 second. He's so ungrounded. And who knows what kind of drugs he's on.
A lot of decisions when we began talking, annoying each other 10 years ago. Hopefully I'm annoying you as much as 10 years ago, or more. When I made this, yeah. Every decision Palantir made, FDAs, going public, building products, enterprise, large data sets, going to government, acknowledging American superiority, being pro-meritocracy, launching an AI platform, calling into question that AI models would actually be able to perform without orchestration. Every single one, our ontology, every single one of those was viewed as stupid.
So yeah, it's quite the difference. People like that, Peter Thiel, running through the streets of wherever he was with Dan Dix chasing after him. He's sweating.
Mr. Thiel, do you have any comments about Palantir's surveillance of the American people, sir? Or any of your connections to Jeffrey Epstein? I think people are rather concerned about that last particular one. You're setting up a Big Brother surveillance system, and people know it, sir.
So those are the guys trying to push this new world order, which is technocratic. People like Elon Musk, all these people. None of these people none of them are still. Have you ever noticed that? It's something I've noticed more and more as I've become more still. And I should mention that what Christoph was talking about there was that there's going to be a lot of energy shifts. And so you might be sitting there going, well, I don't really feel anything. And I totally understand, because I don't feel a lot either in those senses. Like my daughter and my wife, they feel everything. But I will say, if what you're doing is you're drinking quite a bit, you're watching television programming all day, you're playing video games, you don't even give yourself the chance to be centered and feel. Because little dog, we're missing the dogs on these videos. So there's our dog for the video. I miss apples, I miss all of them, but we'll be back soon, actually. But yeah, so, take the time to like center yourself every day at the very bare minimum. Get into meditation, which is just go and sit by yourself, which, some people will say is evil. Meditation's evil, which is the funniest thing I've ever heard. So it's evil to go and sit and watch your own mind. Well, the people who are saying that don't want you to know that you're not your mind. Because that's how this whole matrix is structured, is to keep you entrapped into your mind, into what they want you to think. And a big part of what we're doing here is, kind of showing you that there's a whole new way to go. And there's a whole new world, actually, that can be and is already coming into process. And you'll see a lot of that at Anarchapulco. Anarchapulco is going to be incredible this year. I've heard so many people are coming. It's probably going to be our best one ever. Puerto Vallarta got Aya May is going to be performing. And if you don't remember, she was the woman from Australia who her record label canceled her when she started talking about the genocide in Gaza, about the vaccines.
Keep up the porn, keep up the cams, keep up the wall, wall, wall. Keep up the revs, keep up the dance, giving them more. Stay silent, stay violent, stay plugged in and divided.
So she's just like many of us, she's banned everywhere. That's basically, Anarchapulco is a place for people who are banned by the Matrix. And if you are banned by the Matrix, that's a good sign that you're actually saying something that is true and good for people to know, because the Matrix will try to shut you down. Then, of course, there's things like plasma. We're going to have the Tesla machine at Anarchapulco, a couple of them. So you can really, for the first time, feel plasma, which is actually, Christoph believes that we all used to have plasma in our bones. And actually, he thinks we can get the plasma back in our bones by doing enough work to bring in our oversoul. So that's something I'm working on. So I actually might not need the Tesla machine if I continue to do this work. And that'll be pretty cool. And he thinks that's actually how they built a lot of this stuff, is with their flame plasma in their bones using sound frequencies, which is all kind of interesting. But anyway, if you come to Anarchapulco, you can get on the Tesla machine. And there's so many people have been having miracles with it. I wouldn't say like having a Tesla machine's like doing the work. No, it's definitely not like doing the work and bringing your oversoul into your body and becoming completely aligned with Source. When you do that, you can do anything, but it's a nice hack. So if you haven't gotten to that point yet, if you get, if the Tesla machine, it will help you connect you back with Source, especially if you start meditating with it, for example. And of course, if you have any illnesses, which will keep you from doing a lot of this work, it can help heal you, like this person, like Greasy, who said, "G'day, everyone. In May this year, I posted my recovery results from a heart failure diagnosis. My heart had recovered from 90% ejection fraction, measurement of left ventricle pumping strength, to 60% normal. I started using the Tesla 2 months after diagnosis. I just had my second 6-month meeting with the cardiologist today, and the results are even better. He started by saying, 'Your results are amazing. I wish all my patients had results like that.'" And that they would if they had access to plasma, which, if you think about it, it's crazy that like every doctor on earth should have a Tesla machine, but they don't. And actually, they don't even want it because it'll take away all their business. And then Kay Haas responded, Greasy, that's so amazing. Improved efficiency, cardiac muscle because your conductivity is better. Superb results on atrial and ventricular shrinkage equals enhanced function. Reduced resistance equals improved conduction. And Greasy responded, thanks, Kay. The conductivity thing is key, I think. While I was in hospital, I read Human Heart, Cosmic Heart by Tom Cowan, which basically concludes that the heart is not a pump and that something other force is moving blood around the body. It sold me on the potential of the Tesla and finally made my mind up to become a member. Best decision I ever made. Yeah, that's interesting too. Tom Cowan, we've actually invited him to speak in Anarchapulco a few times, but we haven't been able to get him there yet. We do have Dr. Andrew Kaufman coming back, who's a Jew, but he's a good guy. You just have to be a little careful sometimes. You know, if you're in a Malachian death cult, you just have to be careful. But we've actually got a few Jews speaking in Anarchapulco. And we have Stu Peters speaking as well. Stu Peters of interesting and so many interesting people. My daughter's nodding her head. She's a huge Stu Peters fan. She's like, she doesn't even like my stuff actually. Let me get her on camera.
That's loud.
You told me your stuff's okay, Papa, but you're not strong enough.
Peters like, whoa, open your eyes now. That's Mexican style.
The Mexican style. She likes strong. I can do that too, Nami. You want me to do it? You need to wake up. It's time to wake up. What are you doing? Wake up. It's time to wake up to what's going on in this world right now. See, I can do it. But it's not really my nature. But a lot of the crowd here is wondering what's going on. All right, I think we should leave it there. For now, we're going to go to the Luxor temple. Oh, here's some cool people. This guy's from St. Lucia. Yeah, man. I know it's not Jamaica. I know. He was also one of the helpers during the Iboga session, the root, the wood. You've done it many times, haven't you?
Oh, yes. Yes.
Do you have a number that you know off the top of your head?
No.
Hundreds?
No, not hundreds.
Dozens?
No. Yeah, dozens. Well, no, that's not actually correct. So, if I look at the number of ceremonies that I've done, probably about 8 or 10 ceremonies. A couple of them I led, and many of them in support. And I had one massive deep dive, which the effect of that lasted for days. That was for me. That was the deepest one that I've had. Completely rewarding. I would encourage any and everyone to face yourself and to go through that initiation. It's tough, but the outcome, you would never regret what it is that you've done.
Yeah, totally. The problem, as I was telling you, is there's not a lot of places to go do a boga.
Yes.
And even if there are, they're probably not doing it quite the same as you guys are doing it. Like, I found that was just so incredible. Because I've done it once before, locked in a room by myself. That was tough. But to have like the group and you stop every few hours and you talk about what's going on, that was so incredible.
Yes. The idea with this particular approach is that we found that you get the most out of it when you have the support through the session, because it is so deep and you encounter so much that you can get a little bit lost, if I were to use those words. And what we're doing in the group is just to help you along through the process, through the journey. And also the feeling of being held and supported within that space where you are the most vulnerable allows you to go even deeper into the process and surrender to it.
Yeah.
So we found that to be very, very, very effective.
Well, I hope you start doing like your own sort of ceremonies and stuff. I mentioned that to you.
Yes.
I don't know if you've given that more thought yet.
Yes, I have. And I will come back to you on that.
Okay.
Yes, I will.
So what I told him is, because like I think like we've all said, Dan, who's here as well, we've all said like everyone needs to do it. Really, they do. It's basically like so important to do that deep shadow work, and nothing else does it like the Iboga. But there's not many places to go, and especially places that do it like you guys. So I'm hoping you figure something out and start offering that, because I don't really want to just say, oh, go any Iboga place, right? Yeah, like. like it might not, it's probably not going to be the same as the way you guys do it. And I found the way you guys do it was so incredible. So hopefully you do it, and if so, we'll let everyone know.
Yes, we will.
All right.
Thank you very
All right. All right. I think we'll leave it there. We're gonna be wandering around here for a few hours, and then we're going to Luxor. So we're now at the Temple of Luxor, and I'm holding the camera myself because everyone's been having, I don't know how to describe it, experiences. My daughter had some major experience. My wife, just as we arrived with Christoph's wife, they both, they describe it as like they had like a DMT trip, but without DMT. And they got all kinds of codes and stuff. And my wife's still kind of like totally out of it, but like good, but like totally out of it. And even Christoph, look at how beautiful this place is, by the way. This is like incredible. Like those are all pillars, massive, massive pillars. And as Christoph was doing the things that we do, which you can actually see if you want to, if you go to dollarvigilante.com/flamekeepers, I think it shows it all. And you can see what happened to him. Some massive amount of energy, it looked like. I don't know, I'll have to ask him. I don't know if, like he seems okay now. He seems fine. But I don't really want to bother him too much at the moment. But like some massive amount of energy just went into him, and he was like shaking like crazy. I think it's going to be on the virtual tour, I think. And then another guy, that happened to him. So yeah, I don't even know how to explain all this. I got to go take care of everyone. I was actually helping with a bunch of it. I don't even know how to explain any of this. This is getting crazy and wild. And I think what I'll probably do is pick this up tomorrow and see if I can kind of, maybe Christoph can explain a lot of what happened. I'm sure he can. We'll see if we run into him here. I could ask him. Let me give it a shot. I'll see if I can find him right now. Because this was wild. We've been up since 5 this morning. Went to the Karnak temple. We're here and it's still late. Oh, there he is.
You gonna do a little quick drop-in?
You wanna?
Sure, you can do a little drop-in.
So a lot of stuff happening here.
A lot of stuff happening, yes. This was originally in the pre-fall a place where divine will would come into the planet, and as you've probably hopefully shown them, there's a lot of pillars here that would also support oversoul descent, and then we did something that would reignite kind of divine will as the this was the throne of divine will on the planet that would move through here, and there was an enormous amount of energy moving through my system.
Yes.
I haven't shaken like that for a very long time. I was struggling to, I can still feel it integrating, but I was struggling to hold all the massive payload of energy and consciousness moving through our field and in my body, and it was had to get a bit of support from some of the brothers to help ground it in, but we got there, and the wave just passed through and stabilized it. So that is usually a pretty good sign that something major happened.
Yeah, I think we'll leave it there because that was a crazy night. Yeah. But we'll talk to you tomorrow. So yeah, that happened. Again, you can see it all on the virtual tour if you want. dollarvigilante.com/flamekeepers. I don't know when the actual video goes up. They're doing audios every day. I think in a month or so, all the video goes up. But yeah, so this has been an interesting experience. We're still not even done yet. Still got a bunch of stuff to do. I don't even know what to say, actually. That was, I've just been helping my wife. Like, my wife was fine. It was like she was on ecstasy, basically. it's like this was a rave for her or something. But she said Christoph's wife, they both said they held a bunch of keys for each other. There's been a whole bunch of like crazy people, like the people in this group are here for a reason. And it's all dropping in with all these keys and codes and stuff. And yeah, so they're both pretty, like they're on ecstasy or something. And then my daughter had an incredible experience. I don't even know how to explain that. I can't explain a lot of this stuff. But what I can say is a lot of stuff's going on. And I actually just feel amazing. I'm not getting any of this like crazy stuff, but I just feel like amazing. And we've been going since 5 this morning. I don't know what time it is now. I think it's around 8 at night or something. And we're gonna be up at 3 in the morning again, doing this again tomorrow. So pretty wild, pretty wild. I think I'll leave it there. I don't even know what to tell you. No words.
Bonfires thoughts spark like flint. Ideas ricochet, no permission, no stint. Borders dissolve, minds expand. Every soul sovereign, every mind grand. No contract signed, just a handshake truth. Ancient wisdom reborn in the fountain of youth. Rules crumble like castles at high tide. Revolution lives where the dreamers reside. Golden horizon, the birth of the free. Echoes of laughter, the waves decree. Freedom is anthem, a beat in the chest. Anarchapulco where the restless rest. Anarchapulco where the spirit flies. New dawn, breaking under open skies. No masters, no limits, no chains to choke. This is freedom's fight, Anarchapulco spoke. Anarchapulco where the spirit flies. New dawn, breaking under open skies. No masters, no limits, no chains to choke. This is freedom's fight, Anarchapulco spoke.
With performing artist Ayame.
I don't need a muse or anything to do. Probably just get canceled 'cause I'm singing about the truth. Feels like we're getting wiser, don't you? Since the lies that think the world, now nobody trusts the news.
Anarchapulco opening party on February 15th. Anarchapulco Genesis, February 16th to 20th. A special Free Systems Leadership Summit by Dr. Shiva's Truth Freedom Health Network, February 18th and 19th. The Dollar Vigilante TDV Summit, February 21st. The Crypto Vigilante TCV Summit, February 22nd. Agorapulco, retreats, and other excursions, February 21st to 27th. Bufo and ayahuasca with Bearheart throughout the event. A special Iboga ceremony with Christoph Melchizedek from February 23rd. Bring the whole family. The Anarchapulco Family Camp runs throughout the event with activities for non-lethally injected, free-range, unschooled pure souls. Anarchapulco 2026. Genesis. Puerto Vallarta,